Am I audible to all? Am I audible? Kavita, Vaishnavi, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, at the last lecture, we have finished our second unit, that is responsive web design. Before that, we have finished first unit, that is user interface design. In these two units, we have seen basic part of the web page or web application, say HTML5, CSS, then Canvas, then 2D transfer in CSS3, 2D transformation, 3D transformation, various graphical user interface we have designed for the web application, how to improve, how to insert the images, how to assign the shadow to the image, how to assign shadow to the text box. Likewise, various properties we have seen in the first unit. In the second unit, if you want to develop the web application which will execute on any of the device, is nothing, that concept is nothing but the responsive web design. Okay, so to develop any of the website responsive, what we required, we have seen it in the second unit, that is responsive web design. Okay, so responsive web design, there are various techniques by using that we can design the website which is a responsive. Then we have seen very important framework. It is nothing but the Bootstrap 4. So Bootstrap 4 is a ready-made framework which is the combination of HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So out of by using that, we can develop the web application. Again, it is responsive for any of the device. Okay, Bootstrap is the advantage where we have to develop the web applications, or where we have to develop the responsive web applications which will execute on any of the device. Okay, now in the third unit, that is introduction to the JavaScript, it is very important unit, because to make your website dynamic, we require the scripting language. With the help of that scripting language, we are going to make our website dynamic. That means we can communicate with the server, or server can communicate with the client with the help of JavaScript, or various languages we can use to communicate with the server or to make the website dynamic. But we have to focus on the JavaScript. So actually, JavaScript is the scripting language. With the help of that, we can make the website dynamic, or we can make the website alive. It is the scripting language. Actually, before developing the JavaScripting language, the name of that language is the Live script. The name of that language is the Live script. But again, the scripting language is the object-oriented language, so we have to add the word Java, because Java was well known and well famous for on that days. So we have to add the word Java, and it becomes JavaScript. Okay. Okay. Now, first of all, we have to just overview the syllabus, what we have to finish in the third unit. That is introduction, core features of the JavaScript language, data types and variables, operators, expressions, and statements. Then we are going to see function and scope of the function, objects, array, date and math related objects, document object model, that is DOM, and events, various events we are going to see. Then handling browser object model, windows and documents, form handling and validation. Next, object oriented techniques in JavaScript, classes, constructor and prototyping, subclasses and superclasses. Then JSON, introduction to the Ajax. All these topics we have to finish in the third unit, that is introduction to the JavaScript. So just we have to start with the introduction of the JavaScript. What is JavaScript? How it is going to use? There are various features of the JavaScript. So we have to just overlook the what is JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? JavaScript was initially created to make web page alive. Okay, as we have discussed, to make your website dynamic, we require the scripting language. So we are going to use JavaScript. The programs in this language are called scripts. They can be written right in the web pages HTML and run automatically as the page loaded. Basically, scripting code, we are going to write it in the body tag. Within the body tag, we are going to write down the scripting code, and which is executed whenever your page is going to load on the browser. Okay, whenever you are going to execute your HTML file, automatically the scripting language is going to execute, or that scripting code is going to execute. There is no need to execute separately. Okay, the scripts are provided and executed as a plain text. They don't need special preparation or compilation to run. Actually, every browser is having a compiler which will compile the JavaScripting code. Okay, because no any language is going to directly execute it. Okay, every computer language require the compiler which will convert the plain text language or your text language or high level language into the machine language. So again, JavaScript language, it is again the high level language which will convert it into the machine level language. So each and every browser is having a separate virtual machine or separate compiler. With the help of that, they can convert high level JavaScript language into the machine language. Okay, in this aspect, JavaScript is very different from other language called Java. So the today JavaScript can execute not only in the browser, but also on the server, or actually on any device that has a special program called JavaScript engine. Okay, as everybody is going to know, we are moving towards the responsive web applications. That means any device, on any device we are going to execute the program, and we are going to execute the web application, and many web applications are having the JavaScript. So to execute that particular JavaScript code, every device is having the JavaScript engine. With the help of that, we can execute the JavaScript programs. The browser has an embedded engine, sometimes called a JavaScript virtual machine. As we have discussed previously, each and every browser is having a separate engine. Actually, it's called engine. With the help of that, we can execute the JavaScript programming at the time of page loading, which is nothing but the JavaScript virtual machine. Different engines have different code name. Actually, the engine name is different for various browser, we can say. So here V8 is the engine name for the Chrome and Opera. Then Spider Monkey is the engine name in the Firefox. Okay, these are the engine names which is used to execute the JavaScript language. Then how do engine work? As we have as I have told you, engine or that virtual machine is nothing but it is going to convert the high level language of JavaScript into the machine language. So what is the steps, how it is going to execute here? How do engine works? The engine embedded, if it's a browser, reads, parse the script. I think everybody knows the all the steps of that compiler construction. You have learned about that in compiler construction various steps, where how to convert the language or how the compilation is going to process. Accordingly, here browser or that particular engine reads the parses code, then it converts or compiles the script to the machine language, and then machine code runs pretty fast. Okay, the engine applies optimization at each step of the process. I think everybody knows optimization, which you have learned in the compiler construction. Okay, how to optimize the particular line of that given code. Then it even watches the compiled script as it runs, analyze the code data and flow through it, and further optimizes the machine code based on that knowledge. Okay. Then what can in browser JavaScript do? Okay, or we can say what is the function of that engine actually, or what actually JavaScript do for any of the browser. Okay, or we can say it is the advantages, or it is the operations which the JavaScript is going to perform on the browser. Okay, so modern JavaScript is a safe programming language. It does not provide low level access to memory or a CPU because it was initially created for browsers which do not require it. The meaning of that, to okay, to the modern JavaScript language is the language which will not directly access the content from the physical memory or the low level memory which is available at the client side, because normally JavaScript language, it is directly communicate with the server. Mostly it is going to use to access the content from the server. We whatever browser we are going to use here as a in the client system, it is not directly deal with the low level memory, okay, or CPU. Actually it requires the CPU, but it will not access the memory. Then JavaScript's capabilities greatly depend on the environment it's running in. For instance, Node.js supports functions that allow the JavaScript to read, write arbitrary files, perform network requests, etc. Okay. Then in browser, JavaScript can do everything related to the web page manipulation, interaction with the user, and the web browser. Okay, like as we have seen the dynamic website, or JavaScript it is going to use to develop the dynamic website. So we can implement the web page which will manipulate with the help of JavaScript. We can interact with the user with the help of form, or by using form we can interact with the user. Then we can transfer that data to the server. For that we require the JavaScript language. For instance, these are the all the functions or all the tasks which JavaScript is going to perform in short, like add new HTML to the page, change the existing content, modify styles, react to the user action, run on mouse clicks, pointer movement, key press, or execute any of the function on any of the event, like mouse click, pointer movement, key press. Likewise, send request over the network to the remote server, download and upload files, then get and set cookies, ask question to the visitor, show messages, remember the data on the client side. Okay, or the local storage, we have seen the local storage in the first unit. So for that we require the JavaScript, or we can say simply what is the function of Java. When we have a question like what is the function of the JavaScript, so we can modify the HTML page or modify the style. We can communicate with the user. We can perform the action on the base of the various events. We can download the file, we can upload the file, then we can set the cookies, we can ask the question to the visitor, then show the messages, then preserve the client side data. All these operations are going to perform with the help of JavaScript. Then core features of the JavaScript. These are the features of the JavaScript, like lightweighted. I think everybody knows threading. In the you have learned it in the Java threading, which is the lightweight process. Likewise, JavaScript is again the lightweight process. Then it is the scripting language. It is interpreter based. Then event handling, like mouse click event, key press event, double click event. Likewise, various events we can handle with the help of JavaScript. Then we have a control structure and we have a looping structure also in the JavaScript. For the decision making, we have a if else statement. Then looping, various looping statements we have. Then Java is the JavaScript is a case sensitive language, which has the various control statements. Then we have various built-in functions. Actually, we have various built-in functions. With the help of that, we can develop the web application. Then it's having the client-side technology, and it is the object-based scripting language, like object-oriented programming language. It is same like a Java, which is based on the object, so it is object-based scripting language. Now, validating user input, actually JavaScript gives us the better feature, validity user input. Whatever user has enter into the form, we can apply the validity or validation on that form. So we are getting to know the correct input from the user. So all these are the features of the JavaScript. Okay, same features I have explained here in the Word also. Now here, data types in JavaScripting. Today we have to finish the data types, various data types which are available into the JavaScript language. JavaScript includes primitive and non-primitive data type. Okay, there are actually basically JavaScript is having two type of data types. First one is a primitive data type, and second one is a non-primitive data type. Okay, primitive data types, that means that particular variable will store a single value. Okay, and non-primitive, that means we are going to store the key value pair, or multiple key value pairs we can store within a single variable. Okay, or within a single object. Okay, so here primitive data type that refers to a single value. That means that particular variable is having a single value only. So it is having the various types like a string, number, boolean, null, undefined. These are the data types, or we can say these are the primitive data types. Okay, then next one, non-primitive data type, that is JavaScript. Non-primitive types are objects. An object hold a reference or address of a single key value pair or many key value pairs. It is same like an array. Okay, so non-primitive, that means uh, we can say, simple example, we can say array is the simple example of the non-primitive data type, because array which is having the address of your complete array, and array is having multiple values. Now here again, we have a value, but it is in the pair of key and value. So we can store multiple key value pairs within a single block, and that particular block's base address is going to refer by the non-primitive data type objects. Okay, and these data types are the object, date, and array. And one more data type we have, that is function. So out of that, first we are going to start with the string data type. What is string data type and how it is going to execute? Okay, here I think everybody knows what do you mean by string. String, it is nothing but the sequence of the characters. Then strings are created using a single or a double quote surrounding one or more characters as shown below. Okay, here just we have to demonstrate the string variable and how it is going to display. As we have seen, as everybody knows, scripting is the language. So we have a script element. Under that, we are going to write down all the JavaScript code. Okay, and that script, everybody should remember that your script code should be come under the body tag only. Okay, come under the body tag. Okay, so here after the body element, we have a script element. Now here we are going to create the variable. Now there it is a syntax to create the variable, like instead of writing the data type, just we have to specify the keyword var, and next name of your variable. You can take any name here. So here var is equal to I'm going to assign some what we are going to say, string here. The next variable we have here, where I'm going to write the string within a single quote. Then third variable, which is again having the string in a single quote. And one more important one more important feature of the JavaScript language is, in the JavaScript, each and every statement end with the semicolon. Okay, so here we have created three variables a, b, c, which is having the string in different format. Like how it is how it is in different format. Like first statement, which we have written in the double quote, second statement and third statement which we have written in the single quote, but the second statement again is having the double quote for the hello world, but it is going to print because complete that part is going to consider as a string. Then how to print that variable, we can write it, document dot write function we have. To display any of the content on the screen, we have a function that is document dot write in bracket name of your variable. Then you have to break the line, then you have to display the b variable, and then you have to display the c variable. So at the end, you have to close the script. Okay, you have to close the script and then close the body and then close the html. So we are going to check it how it is going to execute. Okay, it is the output of your JavaScript program where we have to display the string on the screen. Second data type, that is number. Now the number data type is used to represent positive or negative number. Just remember what values we can store within the different the respective data type, because JavaScript has gives us the various features where we can store the different type of values under the different data types. Like within number we can store the exponential numbers also. We can store the floating point number also. Okay, so here the number data type is used to represent positive or negative programs, positive or negative numbers with or without decimal places, or numbers written using the exponential notation. Okay, same we can store for the scripting. uh, Under the number data type we can store the positive number, negative number, decimal points or without decimal points. Then we can store the exponential number, plus we can store the what we are going to say, it is NaN, and it is divisible by 0. Likewise, what we have to store here, there are two types, infinity, minus infinity, and NaN. Like in numbers we can store within a number data type. We will see it, that infinity, minus infinity, and NaN. Before that, we are going to see a simple number representation. So we have to copy the same script in the program. The same program we are going to copy. After this script, we can write here the separate script for the number. Okay. Likewise, numbers are going to display like 25, 80.5, then 425, 000, then 0.0000425. I think it is exponential number which is converted, and then it is going to display. Okay, see, variable D is 4.25 E minus 6. That is nothing but the 4.25 into 10 raised to minus 6. That's why that is 0.0000425. Okay, so it is converted it, and then it is going to display. The next important part regarding the number data type is that it is going to display the infinity, minus infinity, and NaN value also. The number data type also includes some special values which are infinity, minus infinity, and NaN. Infinity represents the mathematical infinity, that is, I think everybody knows the infinity, which is greater than any number. Then infinity is the result of dividing a non-zero number by 0. Okay, whenever we are going to perform any number divided by 0, that is nothing but the infinity. Likewise, we can find out the infinity. Then while NaN represent a special, not a number value. Okay, it is a result of an invalid or an undefined mathematical operation, like taking a square root of -1 or dividing 0 by 0. Like whenever we are going to perform or we are going to calculate the square root of -1, that is the NaN value. Okay, that is not a number value. Then dividing 0 divided by 0, again it is going to give us the NaN, that is not a number value. So all these results we can store as a data type. The result of that operation is the whose data type is number. Okay, so here we have a script, so we have to check it. This script is for the infinity value. Okay, here the first result is infinity, next result is minus infinity, and third result is minus infinity. Instead of result, it is going to display the word like infinity, minus infinity, plus infinity. Here, what is the first operation we have to perform here? Document dot write. Then what we have to write here? 16 divided by 0. That is nothing but the infinity. Okay, then document dot write minus 16 divided by 0. Again it is minus infinity. And next one is the 16 divided by minus 0. Again it is the negative infinity. Okay, same code here we have to perform for the NaN. Are you getting it? Whenever we are going to perform illegal or wrong mathematical expressions or statements, whenever we are going to write down, whatever result it is created, it is comes under the number data type. Okay, like infinity, minus infinity, and NaN. Okay, code for NaN. The result of all these three operations is NaN, NaN, NaN. So we are going to check what operations we have performed here. Here, a script what we have to written here, some text or any text divided by 2. Okay, the result of that expression is NaN, that is not a number. Then some text divided by 2 plus 10, again it is same. Next one is third one is math dot square root of minus 1, again it gives us the result NaN, that is not a value. Okay, so at the time whatever result it is going to generated for the invalid expressions, it is comes under the number data type. Are you getting it? These are the new data types comes under the actually new what we are going to say, new concept which is comes under the number data type. First one is infinity, minus infinity, and NaN. Then next one is a boolean data type. As everybody know, every boolean data type is having only two values. That first one is true and second one is false. Okay. Then here we have a we have various variables like where a, b, c. Then document dot write b is greater than a. That means it will give us the output true or false. If b is greater than a, then it will give the output true. Otherwise, it gives the output false. Likewise, simply we have to compare here the variables and we are going to check the value. So we have to write here. Okay, the first value is true and second value is false. Now, how it is true and how it is false? Because what is the first statement? First statement is b is greater than a. Now here b is 5 and a is 2. So the output is true. Then document dot write b is greater than c. Here b is 5 and c is 10. Again the statement is false. So output is false. Okay. Likewise, true or false outputs comes under the Boolean data type. Then the undefined data type. Okay, then the undefined data type can only have one value, the special value undefined. Okay. If a variable has no declared but if variable has been declared but has not been assigned a value, the value is undefined. Okay, as everybody knows, C language, in the C language, whenever we are going to use any of the variable, but if that variable is not declared, then the system compiler will give you the error undefined symbol. Okay, undefined symbol means that particular symbol is not defined. So same here, if we are going to create any of the variable and if we are not assigning any value, then undefined value is there for that respective variable. Now here we have a code where we are going to create the variable a. We have one more variable b which is having the value hello world, but a is empty. Then printing variable, whenever we are going to print a, it is print undefined because we are not going to assign any value to the variable. But when we are going to write down document dot write b, at the time hello world is going to print. Okay, we have not assigned any value to the how it is displaying to. Okay, now it is showing undefined, and then hello world. The second data type is a null data type. This is the another special data type that can have only one value, value the null value. A null value means that there is no value. It is not equivalent to the empty string or a zero. It is simply nothing. Okay. A variable can be explicitly imputed of its current content by assigning the null value. Here we are going to write down variable a is equal to null. Then when we are going to print it, it is going to print the null. Okay. Same here we have to create one more variable b, which is having the value hello world. Afterwards we are going to make it null, and then again we have to print the b variable, so it is going to display the null. Okay. First a variable which is declared as a null, so it is going to display the value of a is null. Then now we have a b variable where we have to assign the string hello world. So and afterwards we have to display the string, so it is going to display hello world. Now we are going to make it null. So b variable we have to make it null. So here and print the b variable. So it display the null. The next part we are going to start with the non-primitive data type. Okay, the data type where we are going to store the multiple value, or simply you have to just remember that the data type where we have to store the multiple values, and that particular object is going to point out to the reference or the address of that particular block of data. Okay, now here we have three types, or we have four types like object, date, array, and function. So the object data type, the object is a complex data type that allows you to store the collection of data. An object contains properties defined as a key value pair, as we have seen, or we are going to see various example. So it will be more clear to you that every object which is going to store the value in the form of key and value pair. A property key, it should be the name, or it is always be a string, but the value it may be any type of data we can be stored like a number, null, then what types we have seen, undefined. Okay, any data type a boolean, likewise data types we can be store as a value. Okay, the following example will show you the simplest way to create the object in the javascript. Okay, with the help of that we have to create the object in the javascript. As object, it is again the primitive data type. That means again it is comes under the it is same like a variable. Okay, it is not comes under the, but it is same like a variable. So whenever you want to create the object, just you have to use the keyword var. Name of your object is equal to whatever key value pair you want to write it down, it should be comes under the opening and closing curly bracket. And every key and value it should be separated by the comma, sorry, colon. And each and every pair should be separated by the comma. It is the syntax to create the object in a JavaScript. How to create the object, it is nothing but the variable. So you are going to, whenever you want to declare the object, you have to use the keyword var. Name of your object is equal to opening curly bracket, then your first key value pair, where key and value it is separated by the colon. And then next key value, or all the key value pairs should be separated by the comma. It is the syntax to create the object in the JavaScript. So here we have a object that is empty object, where we have to keep the data empty, or we have not insert any data into that particular object. Now next object we have, whose name is a person, where we are to going to write down the name of that person, then surname of that person, and age of that person. Then for or one more method where we are going to use to declare the object variable, like var car, where we have to store the then opening curly bracket, and you have to specify complete key value pair at separate line, separated by the comma, and you have to close the object with the help of closing curly bracket. If you want to print the object, we have print it on the browser. So we are going to use console log in bracket name of your object, console log name of your object to display the object. If you want to display the object on the browser, we have a object console dot log function. With the help of log function, we are going to display the object on the screen. So console dot log in bracket name of your object. Okay, likewise we have to display the content of the object. We have to check it. It is working properly. I don't know what happened here. It is working on the. It was working on laptop. Same console.log method we are going to use. Why it is not displaying the content? It is simply displaying the type. It is simply showing the type. But actually it's working whenever we are going to write down document.console.log person. I don't know why it is not working here. You can check it on your latest browser. So it is going to work properly because with the help of console.log function we can display the object on the screen on the browser. Okay. We have to check for the next data type. Is it working or not? Okay, we have to stop here. Remaining three data types we are going to see for the next lecture. But your ISC is going to start from 1st of April. Okay, I will share the schedule today. Okay, and for WT we have two units, first one and second one. Okay, so prepare all and be prepared for the ISC.